Alright guys, and the things I want to say before we really go into the details of everything is I'm showing the gun with no attachments for one, so the comparison is always going to be to the default value of the gun. No other attachments are going to have an impact or effect on the build. Secondly, I'm only focusing on control throughout this whole video. I know a lot of attachments have a plus and minus to them. For example, right here, it buffs control and handling, but it nerfs stability. We're not focusing and ranking them off of the red. We're only focusing on the change in control. That is all we are focusing on, because this is meant for recoil, and control is recoil in this game. And lastly, when we go into the advanced settings here of the details, the only ones we're going to be focusing on is full auto vertical, full auto horizontal, and firing stability. Those are the only three that matter for controlling a full auto weapon in this game, okay? So now let's talk about the attachments. Alright, so finally let's talk about what I mean. So I discovered this when trying to come up with a build for the AS Val. I was trying to eliminate horizontal recoil as much as possible, and I really started nerding out comparing the data of attachments, and that's when I realized this discrepancy in the game. So let's start off with the resonant ergo grip. This one, for example, all it says it does right here, extra vertical control. It doesn't say anything bad. It doesn't change anything negatively. There's no red. There's no minus sign anywhere. It's just green, 3 out of 4 bars, whatever that means. It just says extra vertical control, nothing negative, and +6. So let's check out. Let's go into control. The only thing it does a positive control for is single or burst vertical. So they should totally specify here. It should say semi-auto or burst only, because for full auto it does absolutely nothing. It's like having no underbarrel grip for full auto weapons for vertical and horizontal and firing stability. It's all 1x, which is 1x is the default value of the gun. So the only thing this changes is single and burst. So that's, to me, this data should say something else here, okay? Let's check out another grip. Practical bevel. This has always been one of my favorite in the game. I'm all about horizontal control, and it's very similar to the ergo resonant, or resonant ergo, which is what we just looked at. It's just extra vertical control +6, extra horizontal control +6 now with the practical bevel. Let's check out what it does. So not only does it do 0.76 coefficient multiplier to horizontal full auto, it does the equivalent to vertical full auto. So this grip, if that is true, this grip is by far the best grip in the game for controlling full auto sprays. But up here, it doesn't say anything about vertical control. It just says extra horizontal control. Super strange. And another point I wanted to make is I'm not sure where the error lies. And what I mean by that is this description list the part that's wrong, or is this area the part that's wrong? Because maybe all they need to do is eliminate this 0.76 multiplier to vertical. Because when we look at the actual spray pattern of the gun, this being the first bullet, this being the last bullet, this gray one on the left here is default with no attachments on the gun. And then now with the grip, you can see this is the effect the grip brings to the default spray. But we can notice a change in horizontal, right? Because when we look at the leftmost extreme, which is probably this bullet here, it's basically almost off the ear. And when we look at the same bullet with the grip, it's on the head now. So clearly it's affecting the horizontal range, right? But we should notice a change in vertical too. And these look pretty much aligned. And I'm not seeing a change in vertical, which begs this question. Is this the part that's incorrect? Or again, is this the part that's incorrect? I don't know. But I do have a page with some numbers that I'll show you in a bit, where I kind of break down and do some math to test the accuracy of these charts, okay? So we'll get into that in a little bit. There's still a few more attachments I wanted to talk about. Now, there's a lot of attachments on this list, and you can go in and investigate them on your own. Let's go to the rear grips now, okay? So the AR heavy, again, +1, +1, +1, all green, indicating a net positive, no negative impact on anything. To me, when I read this, I see control +1. This is going to overall net improve my control. Huh? This grip sucks. It worsens everything and it only improves stability by 0.01. That's basically negligible. That's basically default. But it says it improves control. No, it does not. This thing sucks. Don't ever use that grip. Another 2 grips that are terrible. Let's look at the Marksman V2 or D2. Sorry, this thing. It says the effect. It's just all it does is improve stability. It's a +4 to stability. There's no negative impact to control. Okay. Bruh, what is that? This thing sucks. All it does is worsen vertical and horizontal recoil control. But it doesn't indicate that here. The only way you're going to find that out is if you're a nerd like me and go into the stats and details of things and want to look at numbers and data. Only nerds are going to know this. How is that fair? So, again, and it does it with the Hurricane D1 too. The Hurricane D1, if you're going for a speed build, right? Ooh, hell yeah, this thing does a +4 and it only impacts handling. There's no other negatives to it. Huh? What is that? So, terrible. Terrible. Let's look at muzzles now. Because for crying out loud, this is a good example. The extra vertical control, +6, no negatives. Let's see what it does. Oh, by the way, it only does plus vertical control if you have a semi-auto weapon, and you're only going to figure this out if you're a nerd, so good luck to people that don't care about this kind of data thing to figure this out. Again, I'm not sure where the error lies. Is the error here in this page? Does this need to be changed, or does this need to be changed? I don't know. But you can do it for just about every attachment. You can do it for the barrels, the underbarrel grip, the rear grip, and I'm not sure about stocks. Let's see if we can find one on the stock real quick, okay? This one has always been a favorite of mine, Elite Core +6 control. Let's see what it actually does. This one actually does. It improves the vertical control, the horizontal control, and the firing stability. So the Elite Core is valid. That's a good stock. Let's check out another one. Let's check out this one, +4 control, the 416 stable sock. This is, let's check it out here. Okay, not bad. Again, yeah, basically it just improves things for full auto. It worsens it if you're building a semi-auto or burst weapon. I don't think anyone's using the assault rifle M4 and semi-auto and burst in this game, but so basically the point I'm trying to make is with this video is always go into the details and really see what the attachment does. And again, I'm not sure where the error lies. Is it on the description screen here? Is this where the change or effect is wrong? Or is the advanced tab, is this data wrong? I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if it's for every attachment or only some. It's kind of confusing. I'm just sharing my findings with you guys because I think everyone that plays this game should know. Now let me show you guys a spreadsheet I made, okay? Alright guys, so here's the sheet I was talking about that I made. On the left over here we have the underbarrel grips, alright? And then on the right we have the rear grips. And these are the only attachments I put in this sheet. I didn't put in barrels or muzzles or accessories or stocks. Okay, so it's just rear grips on the right, underbarrels on the left. Go ahead and pause the video if you want, take a screenshot of this. I'm not gonna share this link just because it's on my Google, and I'm not gonna update this anyways, so you don't need the link. And there's only like a week left in the playtests anyways, so it doesn't really matter, but I still wanted to share this data with you guys that I compiled. Overall, I'd put the practical beveled at number 1 for the best grip for vertical and horizontal recoil control when spraying. So practical beveled, number 1 full auto grip. followed by the X25U, and then the rest are all really valid. K1 Elite, the Resonant Mark II, Practical Angled, RKO. Really, they're all good choices, and I mean, you can see why. You can see all the coefficient multipliers for the stats that matter, and really, just don't use that Resonant Ergo. That grip is terrible, and it's only meant for semi-auto weapons, even though it doesn't say that. And then going into the rear grips, a lot of the rear grips hurt you more than help you when it comes to recoil, okay, and being able to spray the weapon. If you are trying to do a build where you spray the weapon, there's two grips that are the best. The first one is the M7 Stable, which is for a lot of like the 5.56 weapons and some of the other ones. And then for the AK guns, the Scorpio is the best. I'm not sure if it's only the AK or if it's 7.62, but guns like the AK-12, AKM, AKS, and I feel like there's one more. Maybe the SVD or maybe one other, maybe a few of the submachine guns and stuff, but basically the two in the green are the best, all right? So go ahead and take a look at this data. I ranked them here and I ranked them here, all right? Super nerdy, but I went ahead and did it anyways. I don't care. So I wanted to test, is this spray pattern map accurate to what it says here? Okay, so I wanted to get to the bottom of it. What I did, I went into Illustrator and measured the leftmost extreme and the rightmost extreme. Again, this grip is for horizontal control, so I was trying to find a lateral value to designate to the horizontal range of the spray pattern, okay? So leftmost extreme here, rightmost extreme there. This is without the resonant grip. With the resonant grip here, we can see the leftmost extreme and rightmost extreme, all right? So the leftmost extreme and rightmost extreme without the grip is right here, path X1. With the grip, it's X2. And you can see the value without the grip, 53.258. Value with the grip, 42.270. Now, I did go into Illustrator to like 8,000%, and I measured out, I zoomed in a lot and got this line. So this data isn't 100% accurate. It's really close, but it's not 100% accurate, so it's an approximation, as well as what's the other approximation? Oh yeah, well, I guess that's it, because another thing I was going to say was I only used 3 decimal places, all right? And obviously tens, hundreds, thousands, right? So it went on like 20 more digits. I only used 3, and I didn't round up. So this is pretty approximate, all right? And what you do, percent change overall, you take the norm, find the difference between these two values, and then divide it by the norm, okay? And for me, I got about 20.63%. This number is important because when we look here, it says the default value is 1, and then with the grip, it turns into 0.76. And that change from 1 to 0.76 is 0.24. That's the difference. And that 0.24, when converted into percentage change, is 24%. And I got 20.63%. And I think due to me approximating the distance and approximating the decimal place, that's where I'm losing that 4%. Overall, the reason why I wanted to do this was to see how accurate this is to this, because this right here, the 1x is this pattern, and the 0.76x is this green pattern, okay? So the green is green, the gray is gray. And I wanted to just convert and compare the data, and it's pretty close. I was about 4% off. And again, I think that's just due to my measurements and approximations. But overall, this indicates that this spray pattern graph and this data actually does correlate pretty closely to one another, which leads me to believe the other screen is the area that needs change, okay? Let me know what you guys think of this video. It's really interesting. I just wanted to share and make sure you guys, when you are building your gun, always look at this detail screen here and see what the true change is, okay? Because clearly something's wrong, all right? Let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, what's up? Let me know. All right, thanks for watching.